New videos every day.
Hey guys, it's Natalie. I'm back in the kitchen, and today we were doing healthy hamburger. And this is a great alternative, especially if you are the one that gets sucked in, to going through the drive-thrus and getting hamburger. This is going to be lower in fat, lower in calories, much healthier, and it's actually going to be substance. There's going to be good stuff to it, and it's going to be full of flavor, so you're not going to feel like you're missing out. Now we're going to start off, we're going to make one hamburger patty, and this is about 4 ounces of ground buffalo meat, and a serving size for red meat is 3 ounces, but when we cook it, it'll shrink a little bit, so that's why I've portioned off about 4 ounces. And the reason why I chose buffalo meat is because it's much lower in fat than regular beef. And it doesn't have, a very different flavor at all. I think it actually tastes better. And so it's just a better choice. Now, not every place has buffalo meat, but I am seeing it more at, chain grocery stores that aren't necessarily health food stores. So they're beginning, it's beginning to be more prevalent in normal grocery stores. So just check it out in your meat section. And the bun that I have chosen is, it's from Alvarado Street Bakery, and it's a sprouted burger made with 100% organic whole grains. And sprouted grains are a really great alternative to the regular bread because the grains are actually put in a little bit of water, and so the water helps the enzymes in the grains break down a little bit, and so the enzymes and the vitamins and the minerals are more abundant. You're able to digest them easier. So this is an excellent choice for anyone. Anybody who likes bread. Just because you're trying to eat healthy does not mean that you can't have bread in your diet. I know that's a popular diet right now, but, don't think that that's the case because, healthy breads and healthy grains are actually a very important part of your diet. So this is an excellent choice to have, especially when combined with a yummy burger. And then while we are making our burger patty, I'm going to add a little bit of breadcrumbs. This is just bulk breadcrumbs from a health food store, and you're just going to add a little bit to kind of keep the meat together. And then we're going to put on top a few slices of organic Valley pepper jack cheese. So you're getting some richness and some flavor, but we're going to cut it pretty thin, so you're not going to add a whole lot of calories. But I want you to realize that just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean that you can't include foods like cheese and, things that you may think I can never eat again, because that's not true. These things are loaded with vitamins, calcium, and they do have benefits. You just have to eat them in moderation. So everything can fit into your diet in moderation. So we're going to add cheese, and then we're going to thinly slice some fresh organic tomatoes and fresh jalapenos, and that's just for spice. So if you can't do spice, then of course you don't have to put that on there. We're going to add a little bit of onion to top it off and a bed of fresh spinach instead of lettuce because it has much more vitamins than iceberg lettuce does. So we have our meat here in the bowl, and I'm going to add a little bit of ingredients to it to give it some great flavor. So we're going to add a little bit of breadcrumbs, and you can just about a teaspoon, not much at all. And we're going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. This is going to help the burger stay moist when you're cooking it. And also balsamic vinegar, and I'm using organic balsamic vinegar. And this is also going to add a really great flavor to it. Okay, now we're going to add some red onions, and I've chopped them pretty finely. And this is going to give some really good flavor, almost like a spiciness to it. And I'm going to add some sea salt. And just a little sprinkle. You don't want to add too much. You can always add a little bit at the end if you need a little bit saltier taste. The great thing about sea salt, which I'm using, is it doesn't impact high blood pressure like regular sodium because it has a whole lot of minerals that balance out the salt or the sodium in the salt you're using. So it's a much better choice. And then we're going to add a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so we're just going to get all mixed up, and the balsamic vinegar is giving it, a darker color, but that lets you know that it's getting, all mixed up, which is good. Okay, and again, you don't have to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to take this out, and I have two cutting boards here, one for the meat and one for the, the non-meat products, and that way they don't get mixed up and you don't have any contamination. So I'm just going to flatten it in my hands, and you'll see, all the ingredients we've added are in this patty here, and this will shrink down. But this is a good size of meat, and it's a serving, so it's not like you have to, hardly have any meat on your burger. And a good way to make this is if you make the edges thicker than the inside, then when it shrinks, it'll all be even. It won't have a hump in the middle, and then all your toppings fall off. So now we're just going to put the patty on the nonstick pan, and that's perfect because you know that the pan's hot enough. You don't have to put any oil in the nonstick pan, and of course you can put this on the grill too, but this is great because it works for everybody. Even if you don't have a grill, you can cook it in your pan just at home. And don't add any extra oil or any kind of fat because it's nonstick, so it's going to cook just fine. And then that actually will allow some of the fat from the buffalo meat to come out, and that way you're not adding fat. It actually can take away fat when we lift it out of here. The fat will stay in the pan. And you notice usually when you cook with ground meat, red meat, beef, you'll get a lot of fat that comes out, but because the buffalo meat is so lean, you're not going to have a whole lot, of grease that's going to come out, which is why buffalo meat is such a good choice. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip this. And you can see that, it's cooked, and now the onions in there are cooking as well, which is it's just getting a really good flavor. And now, because the bottom is now cooking and the top is already cooked, we're going to reach over and grab a few slices of our cheese so that it has time to melt on the top. And these are very thinly sliced. You're not adding a whole bunch of calories, but you're going to get a really great flavor from that meat, or from the cheese on the meat. And then another great idea too is to allow the cheese to melt even faster, because you don't want to overcook your burger either, because then it will dry out. So you can just add a plate on top, or if you have a lid for your saucepan, that's fine. And just doing this will let the steam cause the cheese to melt slightly. Alright, so I've turned our heat off because the meat will actually be cooked by now. And that cheese is perfectly melted now. Okay, so we're just going to take a little peek in here and make sure that everything is cooked on the inside. You don't want it to be red. And that looks fantastic. Okay, so here we have our burger on our sprouted grain bun, and you can add mustard to this. I don't really recommend ketchup because unfortunately a lot of it does have high fructose corn syrup, and it really is loaded with sugar, so I don't recommend ketchup. But you can even spread a little bit of tomato paste on there if you want that tomatoey flavor. So it's up to you. Just make sure that you keep in mind whatever you add to it, of course, will add calories. So you want to add it in small amounts. But you can be a little bit more liberal with mustard. When you are eating a burger and then you're getting French fries with it, that's a lot of carbohydrates. So you either get a smaller bun and then you can afford to have a starch, or you can eat half the bun. So there's different variations, but typically when I will eat a burger like this, I will eat half the bun and then have a vegetable. That's really the best way. You're getting good protein, you're getting vegetables, and you're getting a little bit of fat with the cheese, which is giving you some calcium and vitamin D. And so there you have it. And like I said, serve it with a vegetable. That would be the best choice. So I wanted to make this video, regarding a healthy hamburger because, obviously burgers are very popular in society. A lot of people are going through fast food restaurants and drive-thrus to get burgers, but this is a great alternative. It didn't take long to make at all. And then you get to really customize it how you like it. And you're adding your own vegetables, so you're actually getting some nutrients on your burger. And it really tastes great. And then you're actually getting to choose buffalo rather than beef, which is a better choice, lower fat. But Anyways, try this at home. Leave your comments. Let me know how you like it. And I will see you next time. Bye.